I'm back at the beach again, the same beach that Gnomes and I went to and did the makeup video. And I woke up pretty early this morning because I was thinking I wanted to get here as the sun was rising, but that didn't quite work out. But I did get up at 6 o'clock and I made coffee and I took a shower and I played with the kitties and I did a base for my face because I thought I would do some beach makeup, but I didn't want to do foundation on the beach. There are, I wasn't sure if it was going to be windy or not, and when you check the weather, it doesn't always say it's going to be windy, and if it doesn't say, sometimes you could get to the beach and it's super, super windy. So I thought foundation would be kind of messy and maybe get sand and stuff. And there's also a lot of little bugs everywhere. There's seaweed. I actually don't really want to touch a whole thing of it because when I do, swarms of flies come out. So I'm just going to get a little bit. It's kind of all attached to each other. See, it's like all attached, but it's these little you could pop them. This one's already deflated. Let's see this one. Like that. So there's clumps of them all over the beach and they're filled with bugs. They don't really seem to be bothering much. I just see thousands of them. And there's also these little, they're like little baby, I cannot remember the name, and I used to know the name. When I was a little kid and I went to the beach, I would just go to the shore and you put your hand underneath the sand and you'll feel like a ball and you'll pull it up and there'll be this crab sort of thing. But I don't think it has pinchers, and it just feels like it's like big. It's like they vary in how big they are, but they're like that. And you're really happy when you get like a really big one. They might have pinchers, but they don't pinch. They look like really big pill bugs, and so I see bugs that look like that on the sand, but they're not near the water. And I thought that those bugs lived in the water. And maybe they're not bugs, maybe they're more like crustaceans. Is that what it is? Yeah, because I think they have an exoskeleton. But bugs do too, but more like a shell. They have like a shell, a soft shell. So I see those all over the sand, but I don't think that's what they are. If I could catch one, I'll show you. So anyway, I got here about 10 o'clock, and initially I went to the wrong place, and I got out of my car, and I was like, I don't think this is it, because I remember it being near a school, and I didn't see a school. So you have to drive into the school, and then go down a cliff, and then you walk underneath a sort of tunnel, and it's a sand tunnel. It's concrete, and it's always really muddy and stuff, so you have to be careful. And you walk through there, and then you just come on the beach, and it's usually pretty empty, except for you'll see some surfers, or you'll see a handful of joggers, but mostly this beach is known for the hiking trails. So most of the people that park in the parking lot are going hiking. And the people that are on the beach are usually all the way on the other side, all the way down. Because over here it's more isolated, so that's why I like to do the videos over here. So yes, and it's very beautiful. I'm not sure if you could see a little dark spot in the ocean. There's a surfer right out there. So I thought as I was applying some makeup, I would also talk about my trip a little bit. Our trip, me and Gnome's trip to California, and maybe put some light makeup on at the time. I think that's what I'll do. And maybe chew some gum a little bit later. I think so. So, you all saw the vlogs on the way here. I made 3 vlogs of our trip driving to California. And so it was Gnomes and myself and our 4 kitties. And so we did that. And we stayed in various hotels along the way. And you could see those videos. Everything's in those videos. And then when we got to Long Beach, we stayed in an extended stay hotel. And of course, all the hotels that we went to are pet-friendly hotels. Only they're not completely friendly because they usually have a maximum of 2 animals. I found one that had 3, but I have 4, so I had to just sneak them in sometimes. Well, most times we had to sneak them in, and there's really nothing else you could do, because if you say you have 4, you're most likely going to get turned out. So we did that, and so as we lived in our last destination in Long Beach in the extended stay hotel, every day Nomi and I would look for places to live. And so we started that search as we lived in Massachusetts, and we narrowed down the area that we wanted to live in, or had an idea of that area or surrounding areas. And so the process was looking for the place and putting in a request to view the apartment or condo, and going to look and filling out the application. And we did that a lot, as well as called local realtors in the area, and we spoke to a few of them. So we soon discovered a lot of people want to live in Long Beach because it's relatively close to LA and Hollywood and all those areas, and it's cheaper. So we looked at a few places in Long Beach, and we soon discovered that the application fees, which range between $35 and $45 to submit, many landlords wanted you to fill those out, of course, but they also wanted everybody else to fill it out. So there could be plenty of people interested in the apartment, but they will go ahead and put it back online in order to have another open house and more apartment application fees. So that became really annoying. We saw a few places that were just way too small. And then we saw a few that were a good size, but there was other things that were like, about it. And I wanted to make sure that this time we chose a apartment that was gonna be much better than where we were in Massachusetts. So the second apartment in Massachusetts that we had was wonderful because the landlord was wonderful. The next apartment in Amherst was really beautiful, on a beautiful property of land, and it had 4 apartments, and the landlord lived in the 5th, and she had been living there for 20 plus years, and that one did work out so good. So we lived there for 1 year, and that had been a total of 7 years in Massachusetts, which is a really long time for us, and a really long time in a state that we weren't particularly happy in. We had many aspects of happiness. Nomi went to a really good high school and made really good friends. That was very good. And she had a wonderful art teacher who we missed so much. She learned a lot from that art teacher. And I switched careers and became a massage therapist. And I soon started working as a massage therapist. And all of that was wonderful. But then other things happened, and some at work with other people, but was very difficult to be around. And my apartment in Amherst, we were very unhappy. So then I got to thinking, well, why are we here still in Massachusetts when we don't have family in Massachusetts? Nomi finished her high school, and her first year of junior college, she wasn't really digging it. She was digging what she was studying, but she wasn't digging the environment. And I wasn't digging the environment of where I was. And my mom passed away, and that was our purpose of being there. So I said, well, we both said, really, completely, we wanted to be back in California, and that is the only thing that we needed to do. And we had a deep conversation. We've had a few, but a really deep one in the front of a bank. I was going to deposit some money, and we said, why are we still here? And from that point, we were on a mission and made plans to move to California. So I was born in San Francisco, and I love Northern California. I lived in Berkeley, in Oakland. I went to school in Palo Alto. I'm very in love with Northern California, but I decided that I wanted to live in Southern California, and Nomi was very eager to live in Southern California. And we have no family in Southern California, which is fine. They're 4 hours away, which is good. So the only thing I knew of Southern California was when I was a teenager, I drove there maybe twice. And I didn't go to the area I live in now, which is actually Orange County. I traveled to LA, like the main parts of LA, like Hollywood and, those sort of places. And so that's all I knew. And so I always had in my mind, that's a place, when I was so young, I don't know if I could live there exactly. Because I was so used to, the chilled back Northern California. So I really didn't know. And now I know I love Southern California so much, maybe probably more than Northern California. And I think that's because it's it's more tropical. I'm right next to the beach. And the California vibe and just mentality and that sort of thing is just something I'm so used to and is familiar and is very comfortable. Very, very comfortable. And I miss that. I miss just the hello, or being open and seen and greeted, and a general, of course, everywhere you live, there's going to be someone or whatever. But overall, I feel very positive here, and it's just where I'm from. So, I was going to say something else about that. It'll come back. I'm going to use the mirror. So, traveling here was actually very fun, and I think we made it in 3 days, maybe. I think I drove really, really well. I drove like 8 to 10 hours a day, and it was actually really fun. And so, the apartment that we have now, we made an appointment to go see, and it's like the apartment is a apartment I've never lived in before. It's like a gated apartment where you have to push a button and then a gate opens. And there's a lot of units, and with so many units, it's relatively quiet. Although my neighbors next door love to party on the weekend, which is like so nice for Nomi and I, because I like to hear liveliness. And there's plenty of times where it's quiet, so it's like, it kind of reminds us of New York, living in New York. You have that excitement. And But let's see. So when we moved here, when we found that apartment, it was a huge process of paperwork and calling numbers, and it was just a really long process. And so we kept booking another week in the extended stay hotel, and every day, and so before, when we were supposed to go there was a condominium that came up at a really good price, rent, and it was actually way underpriced. And so we jumped on it, and we were actually on our way to go see the other place where I live now, but we got the call on the way that he's available to go see that place, and that place seemed like it would be better, and it was cheaper. And there was 2 parking spaces underneath in a garage, which is really, I have been told, and now I know, helpful when you live over here, because there's so few parking, and it was such a reasonable price. It was unbelievable. So we went and we looked at the place, and it was great. It might have been a little too small now that I think about it. And they only accept 2 cats. And we liked it, so right away we went into the office, which was another part of town, and we filled out the application. And we didn't get that one. So that was a kind of bummer, but then we went back to the previous place where we had an appointment, and I liked it better. Even though it's like a lot of people, where this other place was, if you look out of your window or balcony, you can't see anything but maybe trees or something like that. But this one, I had stuff all over me. You have a balcony, and then you can see the balcony in front of you. It's not like right there, and there is beautiful landscaping and trees and really nice, so that helps. And then also you could decorate your balcony so you could have a little bit of space, privacy, which a lot of people do that. So it took me a little while to get used to that setup, just because I've never lived in a setup like that. And I found myself whispering a lot. Just when I was talking with Naomi, I would just whisper. And she was like, "Mom, why are you whispering?" I was like, "I don't want everyone to hear me." And she said, "We're in our home. No one's hearing you, Mom." And she was right. Of course not. I'm in my home. If I was to stand on the balcony and talk, people could hear you. But in your home, you're fine, right? So, anyway, before all that, before we even moved in, actually, no, we moved in, but this is before we got all of our belongings from Massachusetts. We lived in the apartment for 2 weeks with just an air mattress and the stuff that we had in the car. And we went and bought the air mattress and pillows and stuff like that. So that was the most maddening thing ever. That was, the first 4 nights were okay, but eventually I knew the kitties would puncture it. With 4 kitties, there's going to be a puncture. So I cut their paws, their nails, and which probably helped a little. And I padded the air mattress with blankets and stuff like that. And so for the first 4 days, it worked. Then, 3 a.m, I wake up and I'm on the ground. So I knew, oh gosh, there's a puncture. So yes, I knew that that would happen. So I already had duct tape, and Nomi and I went around every part of the air mattress to look for the hole, and we found it. We just listened because it was so hard to see. And plus, on the top of the air mattress, it's like a felt material, so that's even harder to see. But we found it, and we put duct tape on it, and that held up for about a day. And then, I don't know what it is, but we duct taped the she out of that hole completely. The hole was minuscule. It was like, and we put just sheets and sheets and sheets all over. But I could hear it. I put my ear up to it, and I was like, and I could hear, but it was all duct taped, and it was that hole that was making that noise, and it was such a small hole, smaller than the hole on the iPhone camera. And so I thought, is duct tape porous? Because isn't duct tape the tape of all tape? So I just kept taping over it, looking for holes. So every night, 3 times a night, we pump it up before we went to bed. And it's a loud pump, really loud pump. And the building that I live in has super, super thin walls. Super thin walls. I'll get into that soon. And this machine was like so loud, really loud. Shh. But it was like really loud. So we had to do that 3 times a night. So at 3 in the morning, and I knew the neighbors could hear it. Oh my God. But I had to because I couldn't sleep on the ground. So that went on for 2 weeks. And by the end of like 9 days, both Nomi and I were walking like, just like, oh, we just felt so lethargic and tired. And, you know, we were like that. Oh, it was just awful. It was awful. And then the movers came and everything got moved in, and it was great. And, but then I had the foresight to think, wait a minute. Because living in a big complex, you see a lot of other people moving in. And I noticed they had little moving vans. And I remember the moving truck that I used when we were packing our stuff in Massachusetts was pretty big. And I did leave a lot of stuff, give a lot of stuff away. But it was pretty big. Way bigger than the trucks I was seeing moving into our new place. And so I called the trucking guy, and I asked him about the size of his truck, and he said it was what is it called? It was tractor trailer. And I said, that sounds pretty big. And then so we talked about the dimensions of the place, and he said I probably won't even fit through the front gate. And this is also because he had delivered to 3 other families. It's a cross-country trip, so there was 3 other families on there. So he said, well, we could carry it in, do a carrier where they unload the truck when they get here, and then they get a smaller truck. So they did, and they brought a smaller truck, and even that smaller truck was hugely bigger than every truck I've seen. So, but they're professionals, and they knew what to do and where to park and stuff like that. And so so I had 7,000 pounds of stuff. And that's a lot of stuff. So that got me thinking about all kinds of other stuff. Let me stretch. That's a lot of stuff. So we unpacked all the boxes and now it's looking much better, and I will show you. I will do a little home tour. It's not by far done, but it's comfy. It's nice. And what else? So yeah. Let me see if I have a lighter one somewhere. Just use this one. So it's been an adventure for sure. I'm gonna try to catch one of those bugs. So you can see it. Something about this area right here, it goes up to this, reminds me of the movie South Pacific. So I have new hair on. It's actually not new. It was that black. It's the wig that Nomi usually wears. It came black, and then curlers, like it was black, and it had curlers like this. It looked very 40s style, and we dyed it. This is the first time that I'm wearing it. Oh, also, I made Nomi a wig for the first time ever. I made her a wig. I just looked at a video online. That's too much. And I made it. I bought some hair from AliExpress that was recommended, and it was actually really beautiful. And I put it on a dome cap. I sewed it on a dome cap, and I used a frontal, and it came out really good. I mean, there's definitely mistakes. I put a little too much hair in the back and not enough in the front, but you really can't tell, and it actually makes the density on the top look really good. So I'll show you. But I've decided that I want to start doing that, because when I buy wigs, I always have a problem with them, even really good ones. I mean, I've bought good ones, so. But you remember that wig Nomi was wearing? It was like strawberry blonde, probably number 27, and I did a few videos on it, and then she wore it on her trip to travel to California, and as you could probably tell, it was straight, and then the more we traveled, it was getting bigger and bigger, and then it started looking like a rat's nest, and so I washed it, And the minute I washed it, it turned into a dread, 100% dread. Like you can't even comb out. And if you do comb it out, why spend all that time combing it out when it's just going to do the same thing again? And it cost $300. So totally disappointed. So, that's why I want to just make my own, because I know good hair to buy that doesn't tangle and do all that crazy stuff. And then I know how to make them now, so why not, right? And it's cheaper. And also I recently bought a unit and it looks really, really, really beautiful. And it cost a lot of money. And all the reviews were positive, except for one that said it smelled like fish, but they really liked it. And so I just did it, and I was like not gonna do it, but I did it, got it, and it looked exactly like it looked on the picture, exactly. And I put it on and I was like, oh, I love it. I love how they did the cap. I love how they put the combs like right here, and in the back. And then they had the adjustable straps, and it fit really beautifully. And the part like up here, it would just look regular, like lace front part that you could just put some powder or eyeshadow or concealer and it would be fine. And it was just great. I loved it. I probably needed to do like a little plucking. And it's supposed to be 100% virgin human hair, even though it's not virgin because it was a color lighter brown. But still, that sucker tangles like doll hair. It even kind of, it looks really beautiful, but it looks kind of like doll hair. It doesn't look synthetic. It does look real, but like after an hour of wearing it, it tangles. So I don't understand all those reviews. I'm confused about that. And this AliExpress vendor had really good ratings, so it wasn't just one of these horrible ones. Or I've had some experiences. It's supposed to be a better one, but I haven't washed it yet because I'm worried it'll just be what happened last time with the other wig. So I'm gonna wash it and see what happens. But it's okay. I'm just gonna make my own, and then that'll be that, you know. But this one I'm so surprised with because it looks 100% different. There's a video I have of it, 100% different than this, and I kind of like it. I'm not used to blonde hair, nor am I used to shorter hair like this, but I think it's kind of nice. And I think Nomi and I both colored it from pitch black. It's pitch black. It just kind of falls right there. I thought it was a nice beachy look to bring to the beach today. Yeah. Okay. So I kind of haphazardly grab things. This is so nice and sparkly. This is from NYX, and I haven't used it in so long. I found it in my makeup that was delivered. Oh, it's died. feels on really heavy. I feel like I'm in the shadow. Let me scoot back. There's people coming. this one. And that one. Should I turn the camera? Because I think I'm in the shadow. Let me try it, okay? Is that better? Okay. Let's see. Okay, this is these. These are all shimmer. Let's see. Let me look for a mat. Okay, I'm gonna use these instead. I think I'm gonna use this one. And maybe a little bit of this one. I think so. Okay. Let me try the dark one first. That little piece. It just wants to come out. Okay. Let's see how it looks. I think that looks okay. Let's try the other side. I'm just going to use this brush this time. I'll give it a try. It's a little bit dry. Just a little bit. A little bit dry. Now, where did I put that brush? I use this brush. This one. There's a man over there watching me. But I shall not make eye contact. I am in the zone. Okay, I'm gonna try to hold my mirror, but I don't know if I'm gonna be able to. I wish I could do it one-handed. You know how some people just do? That is not me. Sorry about my lips. They're so like, it has chapstick on it and it's dried up. It's not cute, I know. I'm trying to get it. Okay. Ooh, I need a lot more than that. That's not coming on at all. Okay, let's see. You know what I just realized? I forgot Q-tips. Uh-oh. This definitely calls for Q-tips. That's okay. I want to stretch my eye back, but then I went, oh yeah, let me try this way. Excuse me for a second. Ooh. I gotta do this because this is not happening for me right now. Eyeliner is hard. Okay. Let me see if I could smudge it out a little bit.
Okie dokie.
Now, it's time to smudge it out.
Is this what I used?
No, I use this. How's that? Does that work? Okay, that's gonna work. I'm dying to put lip gloss on right now. Blood has returned to my buttocks. So I'm going to use Revlon. Color stay. It comes on like kind of like that. Chalky or bubbly. And so I like to rub it in like this. So it goes into all those cracks and crevices. Then I find it doesn't do weird things. Yeah. These are the, they don't work that well. So I just use them for my hands and stuff like that. Okay. Let's do some mascara. Where did you go? Well, I'm not sure. Here it is.
so.
Knew it. Sorry, guys. People are funny sometimes.
Get all that off right there.
I hope that the wind isn't jostling the microphone at all. It's picking up right now. I hope not. Okay, how does that look? That's a lot of sand. Okay. Let me take this down. How does this look? Maybe put a little bit of powder on. Okay. Butt has returned. Put a little powder on. Put a little bit of. It's beautiful. Where's the sun? Catch it. Let's put a little bit of. Where's my powder? It is. I'll use a little bit of Sephora. This is the yellow powder. This is a great one. I love it. I set my under eyes with it as well. It's windy. It's risky. do. I'll just make everything nice, put all the makeup away, and just lie out in the sun. I do have stretch pants on, so it's really nice out though. It's not hot. It's like probably 63 degrees, so it's really nice. I just get a little, upper body sun. That'd be nice. And I use my twirling wand on this hair. I think I like it. It's different. It's short. I'm loving California. I feel so much healthier here now. It's like I'm just back in where I'm from, and I feel good. And the ocean is where I'm from. That's really what it is. The ocean. And every single one of my symptoms are gone in terms of physical. All of them. Physical are gone. That says something. It's amazing. I still hunch. I have to learn to put my shoulders down. Put them down. Put them down. Stretch. I'm glad I made a video on the beach. So enjoy your weekend, and enjoy your weekend. And I'm just gonna relax now and lay out in a nice secluded area of the beach. Everybody's over there. I see a whole crowd of people, and they're like on the other end of the beach. I love it over here. That's because I think this is a 3-mile beach, and there's only and there's rocks over here. So I guess the surfers like the rocks, and everybody else camps out over there. So it's pretty nice. So y'all have a wonderful weekend, and I'll talk to you soon.